Guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show you guys my clean girl makeup routine, my own version to it. So this is a realistic everyday makeup. It's very fast, no eyeshadow, just skin work. And yeah, I'm just laying down my edges to move that out of the way, and let's start this video. So I'm starting with my brows, and I don't like to thread or wax or do anything to my brows, so it's just full and it makes brow routine very easy. So basically I just use my brow pencil. I've forgotten which brand owns this brow pencil, to be honest. I think it's Debbyluster. I'm just using it to basically I'm looking at my brows and the places that look very thin and scars, and I'm just trying to fill them in. I don't draw, I don't do anything extravagant. I'm just creating like a thicker version of my already brows, following the normal shape and normal everything. And I just brush it in, go over it, brush it in, and you see the difference with the one on the other side and this one. And one thing again, I make sure my brow pencil is always the shade of my eyebrow hair, basically, which is like dark dark brown, not very dark brown safe, it's even light brown. That way it looks very realistic instead of clownish. Yeah. So when I'm done with that, it's time to conceal, and I'm using this flat brush with this matte mousse foundation from Maybelline, and it's, yeah, I'm going to use it to clean up my brows. So it's a little bit, let's say a shade or two shades lighter than my skin tone, but I'll say one shade lighter than my skin tone, so it's not looking fake and cakey. I'm just using that to clean the edges of my brows, especially bo- the brow bone and the top of the brows. So once I'm done with that, I'm taking this fluffy brush to just blend out the excess into my skin. So I'm looking like using like a pushing short dragging motion to make sure everything just blends into the skin. If you don't blend this well, when you put your foundation, these are the problems that make it look very fake. It doesn't give that clean look. Just blend it in, blend it till it disappears. So basically that's what I'm doing. So once I'm done, I'll prime my face, and I'm using the Prime Shield by Milani, and I'm just pushing that and patting that into my skin till it gets absorbed in. And I'm just using this primer on only the areas I get oily real quick. And this includes my T-zone, which is my forehead, nose, under eyes, under the nose and chin area. So that's what I'm doing. After that, I'll be setting it with a translucent powder, and yeah, a pressed translucent powder. And this one is by Zaron Cosmetics. So it's now time for foundation, and I'll be using the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation. This foundation is really nice for that clean girl look. I love the way it blends into the skin. It looks like my skin is literally glowing. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey, and it blends effortlessly well. And I'm using the shade New Calendunia. I'm going to write it on the screen. So I take my time to blend in my foundation. I feel foundation blending and product blending is key if you really want to have that clean, effortless look. Like, the goal is to make sure everything sink into your skin and is pressed into your skin. So I'm really taking my time to blend everything. And another tip with foundation I found out is go gradually. Don't put too much. If you put too much, it's going to look very fake, it's going to look very cakey. So I like to go bit by bit. I used about 3 drops on the other side of my face and 3 drops on this side of my face. So when I'm done, I like to use a clean beauty blender to further press it into my skin, take off excess and just mattify it in the best way I can. And next we move into concealer, and I like to use two shades of concealer, one that is my exact skin tone and one that is just two shades or a shade lighter. So I like to mix this concealer so that it blends. It gives the coverage for concealer, yeah, but it blends effortlessly, such to an extent like looks like it's just your skin that is radiating, rather than going very high and going in on very light concealers for coverage and it's just going to be shouting ooh highlighted and contoured face. I like to go in, do this trick, a shade of my skin tone shade of concealer and one shade lighter concealer, mixing them together like this help the blending process to be effortless. They just melt into the skin. They've come together to form this beautiful balance. Also, I don't always wait for my concealer to set before blending. I find that it gives a very cakey white cast and fake look that is very hard to blend. But people like to do that trick because they want the concealer to be full coverage. But going in immediately to blend, then it just gives this natural clean look again. So after I'm done with blending, I like to set it with a pressed translucent powder, and I'm going into the powder I used earlier, which is the Zaron pressed translucent powder. Using a translucent powder to set my highlighted parts, to set the highlighted parts of my face, I notice it just gives this natural, no makeup, effortless look rather than loose powder in shades that everybody uses that just gives this hue and this packed on product look. I don't know, but with pressed translucent powder, it melts into my skin, it disappears literally. It doesn't add any extra color, it just lets my skin shine through, which is a lot more clean if you ask me. And I added some to my smile lines to just set it, something I learned from Jackie, I know. Then I moved into contour and I went with this dark shade from ZIKEL concealer, and I'm blending upward towards my eyes. I'm not blending into the cheek, the hollows of the cheek. I'm blending upward into my eyes, and you guys are going to see the drastic difference this thing makes, the way it shapes and contours the face. I learned this on Instagram since last year and my life has never remained the same. Like, are you guys seeing the definition? So always blend your contour into upward into your cheek towards your eye rather than go towards the ear. Like, the definition is unbelievable. So I'll also contour the perimeters of my forehead. It just gives this beautiful demarcation with my hairline. So again, it doesn't look fake. So I always do that. The excess on the brush, I just used to add some definition under my chin. And I move into blush. I use a cream blush for this, but I couldn't find the one I was looking for, the Zaron liquid brush. So I'm using this powder blush. And the key is to go very light-handed. You don't want the makeup to look very fake. If not, it's not going to be that clean girl realistic look. So that's why I was dusting the excess as much as I can so that it just looks like it's your skin's undertone basically. And that's like a deep shade of pinkish red, which gives like the undertone of my skin and it's really rich. So next is bronzer. I'm using a bronzer to set those contoured part of my face. You don't want to use a contour powder. Bronzers look very, very natural. They give that clean girl look, that sun-kissed look. And I use a very large brush and I go very heavy-handed on it because I'm kind of contouring it to the shape of my face. and I have a heart-shaped face, so I'm just going big on it, going over my forehead also. And I also like to put some of those blush to my forehead. I forgot to mention to give definition. I also like to take the bronzer to my neck, my jawline, so that it looks very clean and seamless. And I'm contouring my nose, which, yeah, I have the biggest nose, so it's very important for me to just contour it. And I'm using the cream contour, the concealer we use for contour. I'm using it, and I'll just blend that in to look very natural. Next, I'm going with my face powder, and I'm just using this to basically blend anywhere I see harsh lines. I'm not like adding powder to my face now. I just dab it a little bit, and I'm using it to blend the areas that I have harsh lines, with the contour, the blush, and the just so everything comes together and it looks seamless. And I'm using a very light hand. It's now time for highlighter. Yes, highlighter is key. Let me teach you guys. Just take a little bit and place it on the highest point of your face, that apple of your cheek. Blend it in and take it lightly underneath your eyes that you highlighted. Do not drag it up to your cheekbones like they used to do in the olden days. Just put it on the highest point of your face and dab the excess underneath your eye where you highlighted. I discovered this one myself, and I also use the excess brush when it's clean to just slightly graze my forehead and every other place. And this is very tricky because you have to go in to really blend. Now it gives this glow. It looks like it just catches the light when it falls on your face. It literally looks like you are glowing. So I'm going in with my powder brush, to blend. I'll just be alternating to blend it until everything looks natural and looks very seamless. You see, when you turn, it doesn't look fake. It just looks like, wow, this person's skin is glowing, because the light is hitting you at those high points of your face. So I'm just highlighting my lower lashes with my mascara, and I'm going to go into lip lining. And for lip lining, I'm using the brow pencil we used initially. It's light brown, and I'm just using it to line my lips. If you like to overline, this is your thing. At this point, I don't like it. Then I'll use a nude lipstick, and this is by Milani, and I'm just tapping it, like 3 taps, nothing serious. Just want to add a bit of color, little bit of drama, sprinkle on the lips. And I add this gloss to the highest point of my lips so that it catches the light again. Yes, and yeah, that completes the finished look, guys. This is my go-to makeup every day. Go to work. It's really fast and it's very easy. If you perfect it, I trust me, it's very fast and easy. Very fast, and you always look put together. You get a lot of compliments, and I just hope you learned something. I hope you loved the video. If you did, leave me a comment below, like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you in my next one. Bye, guys.